How we doing? Luna and I are at Bob Art's Memorial Baseball Park. It's a tri-park. There's 3 baseball fields with the potential to build one in the future. We are out here to do my full review of Casi Perfecto. That is the masculine form of almost perfect. That's Spanish for Casi Perfecto. Feminine would be Casi Perfecta. So this is Casi or Casi Perfecto, which implies masculine. I would say right up front that there's no reason why this can't be a unisex fragrance. I absolutely love it. This is right up my alley. Also want to say too up front that while if you have seen the scent notes at the top, Douglas Smythe, the artisan, talks about how if you're a fan of Fresco or Old Spice Fresh, that this might be something that you would like or love. I'm not a big fan of Old Spice Fresh. I feel like it's just trying to do too much. I enjoy it. I have a sample of it, of Fresco. It's just never really been something that has really spoke to me. I like it. I'm just not crazy about it. I'm crazy about this fragrance. For those keeping track at home, my wife, Alexis, gives this an 8. Our teenage daughter, Emily, gives it a 7. So those are great scores from the two of them. 5 being like it, 10 being I absolutely love it. So an 8 and a 7 from the two of them is an amazing score. Just to your right, my left, I have a mirror set up. Down here, I have my stools for my shave gear. The tube 2.0 pre-shave, that is the cube in a travel container. Absolutely beautiful February day. High today of about 55. It's 3:30 p.m. and I couldn't be more excited to be out here. I've played softball here. This is a city park and it's actually closed, so we are trespassing. The reason why it's closed is because of those ice storms that we had, and you'll see in the B-roll after the shave I'll do a 360 of our location and show you my setup. And after that, I'll have a few photos of how we had to get in here, actually walk around trees and go past the gate and blah, blah, blah. There were other people here when we got here. There's no one here now. A total of 3 diamonds here. Did I say that? And so yeah, maybe you'll get to see me get arrested. No, if anyone was to show up, they just run us off. I don't expect that to happen. It's just because of the fallen trees and whatnot. Anywho, Casi Perfecto. I love this fragrance. Did I say that? Yeah, I know I said that. Have my adoration with a knot that I'm not too crazy about. It's just overly gelled. It's a super high density badger knot. My Captain's Choice Obsidian Bowl. I love it. I've already scooped using my Star Wars scoop. You might have seen that in the photos. And then I have my Gillette Super Speed, a 1969, loaded with a first use platinum strangelet. I have yet to find a razor handle that I do not like those razor blades in. I love the platinum strangelets. I actually just bought my second 100 pack. I still had like 30 or 40 left out of that first 100, but I grabbed another 100 pack with my last order because I wanted to stock up, and they're like, what, $17.99 or $16.99 for 100? It's a killer deal in my opinion. And they are an amazing blade. I don't really have a favorite blade. I just have like a top 5 or 10. The scent notes in this fragrance: green leaf, lavender, Douglas fir. That's our top. In the middle, bright Italian bergamot, Moroccan cardamom, cactus. Then in the base, we find black pepper, amber, vetiver, and mahogany. This is a fragrance that is inspired by a clone of the 1996 release from Liz Claiborne, Curve for Men. If you go by Curve for Men today, what you'll find is a completely different fragrance. Just like with Steeplechase, which is a fragrance from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, inspired by Polo Sport. A lot of these fragrance houses over the years, they'll try and modernize their fragrance and at the same time try and cheapen the ingredients so that they can profit more. The same thing that happened with Polo Sport and Steeplechase is what we see here. Doug's Steeplechase is based on the 1990s version of Polo Sport, not what you buy today. Right here, I'll put up here. So this is what you find in Curve for Men today. You'll see there's no pineapple in the original. There's no pineapple in this. So what you go and find on the market today will be similar to this, but it is vastly different overall. And I love that. I do not remember the original fragrance from the 1990s. I'm sure I smelled it. It was super popular. I graduated high school in 1995. This was released in 96. I just still, even though I've been loving on this fragrance, I can't recall it. This was sent to me for review from Douglas and Francis. I did not pay for the soap and splash. Everything else I have paid for. The links to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements in the description are affiliate links. So with that being said, I think I got all that out of the way, right? Let's talk about this fragrance. I'm ready to start putting this on my face. It's so good. A citrus, spice, invigorating fragrance. I mentioned how Doug kind of said that if you like Fresco, that you would also like this, and I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. I kind of put this more in line with like with Creed's Green Irish Tweed, or if you're familiar with Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Twee, to where they're both a very green kind of fragrance. When we start out that top, what we get, and I believe actually the middle and the top, I have it on the back of my left hand, and I have Denade Foil 50 on the back of my left, which just came back and have a review for that. Put it up here. Forgetting about my mirror. I'm getting a lot of the middle and the top, and I think that some of that has to do with that bergamot and even that cactus. Focus, Tobin. The green leaf, fresh and crisp. The lavender is an aromatic, light, citrusy kind of freshness. This is a green, fresh, invigorating fragrance that I cannot get enough of. My only complaint, the only thing for me that would make this fragrance not perfect and just almost perfect, is I wish it was just a little stronger. It's a light fragrance. So if you like a lighter green, fresh, invigorating fragrance that's in the vein of like Twee or in the vein of Fresco. Fresco has a muskiness to it. There's no real musk to this at all, which is one of the reasons why we get the rating that we got from my wife and daughter of a 7 and an 8. Keep looking at the screen instead of my mirror. As we move down, let me pause it real quick. I taped my notes down. I bring notes with me, that I write the notes on the profile and everything on, and the things I want to talk about. They keep flipping up into the screen. So it should be remedied. Let's get into this. I was talking about the lavender, and I have aromatic, light, citrusy freshness. The Douglas fir. So you might have seen my review or my first impressions of Douglas fir. I didn't do a first impressions of this one because it had already released when I received it. The Doug fir in this isn't strong. This fragrance is so well blended that there isn't any one particular note that totally jumps out at you. This is a symphony, an orchestra of all these notes coming together and creating just a beautiful fragrance that makes me want spring, that makes me think of baseball. So that Doug fir, what I kind of seem to be getting from the Douglas fir is a very light pine, and I think it's kind of kicking in a citrus note as well. My 1969 Super Speed with a first use Platinum Strangelet. That's actually the last one out of this box. That moves us down into the bright Italian bergamot, and this is a bright, fresh, green, invigorating fragrance. Have I said that? Because let me tell you, it is. Now my mirror is dancing around in the wind. The citrus notes that I'm getting from this, and I believe it is coming from the lavender, the Doug fir, and that bright Italian bergamot. I could be wrong. These are just my opinions. I received this on Tuesday. I wore it on the back of my hand Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today is Saturday. And this morning I put it on the back of my hand as well. And then I shaved with it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now again today. So today's my 4th shave with it and my 5th day wearing it. This may be the most appealing citrus fragrance I have. Like to where the citrus notes that are coming through, I almost have to tape down my mirror. I'll just hold it with my one hand. The citrus notes that are coming through have to be like the most appealing, attractive type of citrus notes that I can recall experiencing. And I think it's more than just the bergamot that I'm getting that from. I do believe the lavender and the Doug fir are playing a role in it. And in a minute, we'll talk about the cactus, but I think the cactus is playing a role in it. I truly believe that the green leaf, lavender, Doug fir, bergamot, cardamom, and cactus can all be smelled immediately after applying the splash. That Moroccan cardamom, so I had to look this up. I wasn't familiar with Moroccan cardamom. Look at that, I'm drying out. I wasn't familiar with Moroccan cardamom. What I learned about it is that it is a superior cardamom. So just think of like top of the line cardamom, very premium. One of the things I was reading about, it says, if I'm correct, it's also known as like true cardamom. I might be wrong. But the cardamom in this that I'm getting, I think is helping to kick up that invigorating. I really do. This isn't like a baked apple pie or, you know, like that kind of spice along the lines. I don't get that anytime. I really love this fragrance. Like, this is my kind of fragrance. I love it. Let's add some more water. That moves us down into the cactus. Oh, buddy. A refreshing, green, juicy, lush, aquatic. I really think that's what the cactus is doing. This fragrance, you buy it now and you're going to be able to wear this into next fall because it is so perfect. It is just a waker upper. It puts a smile on my face kind of fragrance, and it's the kind of fragrance that it's hard to be in a bad mood after smelling it. It really is. This is going to be one of my new favorite fragrances that I will be grabbing the EDP and the whole lineup of. I can't wait to take a shower with the puck in the bath bar. The black pepper. So when we hear the word black pepper, at least for me, we think of what we find at the table, right? With our dinner, whatnot. That's not at all what I believe this is. I believe this is the berries, and the berries have been distilled. And so it's bringing with it an earthy kind of spice, not black pepper, you know, seasoning. Look at that lather. See, it's kind of got a decent wet moisture content to it right now. Out here in this wind, though, it's a light wind. It's not a heavy, strong wind. It's just constant in this open air. It'll still dry out fast on me. So don't think black pepper at the table. That's not at all what I'm getting, and I truly believe that this is the berries distilled and then, you know, not dried and prepared the way that we would expect black pepper to be when we typically buy it. Again, just my opinion. I haven't talked to Doug about any of this, none of this. The amber, I think the amber is acting as a fixative for one thing, meaning that it's helping to make the fragrance last longer. And this fragrance, you will get 8 to 12 hours of wear out of it. When I wear it to work, I'm still able to smell it on the back of my hand when I come home from work. The wife and Emily are able to still lightly detect it, you know, and it's light when you come home, right? It's still not, this isn't a projection beast by any means. That's one of the things I was saying, that the only thing I could say negative about this fragrance is that I wish it was stronger. But that's also what the EDP is for. And I imagine that the EDP is going to be a step up because those oils, the fragrance oils, the essential oils, are more concentrated, right? But I think the amber is also helping to bring a warmness to this, maybe even helping to like carry that invigorating up from the cactus and, you know, the black pepper and everything that we see going on up above it. The vetiver, green, fresh, masculine. The masculine notes that I'm getting from this, I believe, or it can be attributed to that vetiver. And if, say, like you don't like a strong vetiver fragrance like Vetiver Planet, don't worry about that. You're not going to pick out this vetiver at all, and if you do, it'll be after an hour or 3, and you're really going to have to try and pick it out. I've had this on the back of my hand for a couple of hours now. Green, fresh, masculine. That's all I got to say about that. The mahogany. Mahogany is a rich, deep wood, and I believe that maybe this is acting as a fixative as well, and maybe bringing with it a little bit of spice, but I don't really pick out like a strong wood characteristic to this. It is a green, fresh, invigorating, juicy, lush fragrance. Like, it really makes me long for spring. And you couple that with the label of the baseball player, and I'm pretty certain that this is the only baseball art that we've ever had on a PAA label. And Doug talks about in the write-up how about like, you know, Casi Perfecto, like a baseball player's name, the Casi Perfecto, which makes me think of Casey at Bat. Are you guys familiar with that cartoon that Disney did back in the 40s? And then they revisited it with Casey Bats again, and that's the one where he ends up having 9 daughters and he makes a baseball team. I only have 1 daughter, 2 sons. I can't imagine 9 daughters. But if I did, probably make a baseball team. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Well, let's just do it. Whoop, there goes my hat. Brought an old hat with me because I knew that was going to happen. When I'm at home, I do take the time to wash this all out. Most of these outdoor shaves, I just wipe it down. I'll take a shower tonight. At the very minimum, I'll rinse it out when I get home. My beard, that is. I'm not too worried about the skin. Luna, that's enough. We've been playing. We got here like at 1 o'clock. And I didn't start shaving until what, 10, 20 minutes ago now. And she will play and play and play. And not chuck it. You know, I can launch it almost out there. Down the left field line, we have 300 feet. Down the right field line is 300 feet. And then you can kind of see almost straightaway center is about 299. So very symmetrical field. And these are used for softball. The wife and I, we've played a few seasons of co-ed softball here. The family is very much what you would call a baseball family. My wife played softball throughout her years growing up into high school. I played baseball all the way until I graduated. Austin, our oldest, he went on to play baseball in college. He lettered in baseball and football in college. And then Lucas, he was our football kid. He did play baseball up till middle school, and then in middle school he just stayed with football, but then he didn't play. He kind of gave up on it in high school. And then Emily, she played a little bit of t-ball, but she's been all about the soccer. She's actually about to do some flag football that they're starting at the high school, and she may just end up being the quarterback. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. The kid's got an arm. That is the Everlasting Alum Stick. He calls it the Alum Bot. It was like $9.95. I actually have 2 of these. I bought a backup. Just a brick. Look at that. It's a solid piece of alum. I've had this for a couple of months now. I have to look to see when I did my video. Solid. Forget how much it weighs. 120 grams, 4.2 ounces for $9.99. $9.95, I believe it is. Don't quote me. I'll put it right up here. That's available at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Normally I give it 2 or 3 minutes. What I do at home is I would apply the alum. I would rinse out my razor, rinse out the brush and bowl, dry them off, put them away, and then I would come back. Depending on what I'm doing, I might then rinse off the alum, but I usually don't. I usually just go straight to the splash. He's holding up the 2 fingers. Traditionally, in baseball, 2 fingers would be the curve. Now, like I said, traditionally, because every catcher and every pitcher works out their own calls and stuff like that. But traditionally, like 1 would be a fastball and 2 would be a curve. But you'd have your fingers down. I think Doug has maybe done that for the peace sign, or just because it might be harder to see also in the photo. But so the 2 is for the curveball. He's calling for the curve. And that is a reference to the fragrance that this is, of course, inspired by, Curve for Men by Liz Claiborne. And they ended up making a ton of flankers, and I'm not familiar with any of them. There's like 10 of them, like literally 10 or more flankers of Curve for Men. I do, just to have it in the collection. I'm a frag head. I have a huge collection of fragrances. Want to buy it. It's only like 20 bucks at Walmart. I stopped and did a little sample of it Thursday with the wife, and it's similar. Like, you know that it once smelled kind of like this, but it's definitely a cheaper, watered down version of this. It's just, you know, Doug and Fran, they take so many different fragrances and they just improve upon it. One of them is Denade Foil 50. If you guys love ombre leather, you will absolutely love Denade Foil 50. I'm still up in the air whether or not which one I like better, because I, like I've said in many videos, ombre leather would be my signature fragrance if I had one. I don't. I wear a different fragrance every single day. But if I did, it'd be ombre leather or Denade Foil 50. I have the EDP, the whole lineup from last year. I need to get a couple more deos this year because I'm on my last deodorant of Denade Foil 50. But it is back, and it'll only be back for a week or 2, and then it'll be gone. I expect for it to be gone by March 1st. I don't know for sure. I haven't asked Doug. That's just what happened last year. Last year, March 1st came, and it was gone. So, if you're at all interested, it's not a clone. The ombre leather that is on the market today, which is what they call the 2018 version, it only has 6 notes. Denade Foil 50 has 10 or 11. So there's a totally different, not a totally different fragrance, that's bad verbiage. It's inspired by, and it is slightly different, and in a very much a good way, in a PAA kind of way that you'd expect. I'm now applying the Mysterium Serum. This is my go-to aftershave balm. So it's worth grabbing a sample at the very least. If you're at all interested, and if you've never tried ombre leather, I'd say don't even, and you know, like you're curious, don't even bother. Just go straight for the Denade Foil 50. That would be my advice. Good stuff, Maynard. Stick around for the B-roll. I'll do a little 360, show you a couple of photos of the downed trees. Thank you again, Doug and Fran. Can't thank you guys enough for supporting the channel. I want to thank you guys for joining us out here. It is the little big things. Baseball for me has always been a little big thing. I love baseball. I've played for years and years and years. In fact, I have with me, who today has a Jose Canseco glove? My mom got this for me my sophomore year or junior year when I was playing baseball. And I'll probably have it to the day I die. Look at that. I'm an old man now. Shoot. I think the glove looks better than I do. Thank you. Like, seriously, thank you. Hey, Luna. Speak. Yeah. Speak. Oh, yeah. Speak. 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 Take care. Thank you. Welcome to the B-roll. Luna and I trust the shave went well. It's Bob Arts Park. Hopefully we weren't interrupted. The park is closed. All these downed trees. Include a photo after this that shows you where the path is actually blocked. So yeah, we're officially trespassing. My mirror. Have this set over here. I'll keep my water bottle and towel here. And then my bowls are over here. That bowl's for rinsing my razor. That, of course, whipping it up. What a beautiful day. I want to thank you guys again for joining us. I want to once again thank Doug and Fran for sending this out to me for review. I genuinely love this fragrance. I really, really do. If you guys try it, I have a feeling that you're going to like it too. Take care, y'all. It's the little big things, like getting out and enjoying days like today after all the weather we've been through. What a blessing this is. Take care. Get your ball, good girl. That tree just snapped. She was chasing birds. Surprised they didn't wipe out the sidewalk there.